What's going on, everybody? Rob here, Trev2323. I'm doing some yard work today. I want to say on today's episode, they offered me to do those episodes or whatever, but I got a hodgepodge channel. I don't got enough content to do a weekly episode here. So today I'm going to be working on, I'm probably going to do a review on the Black & Decker right there. I purchased that. It was, well, one thing, we always go to the stores that have the quote-unquote 11% off. So, it didn't have 11% this time, but my wife had the coupon back because she always submits for 11%. So we got that for like $50. It was but the reason why I bought it is because it's a 250 mile per hour wind gust and like a 380 CFM for the vacuum. But I don't think I ever used this as a vacuum. Bought a 100-foot cord with it. Another thing I wanted to show you was this right here, the lines for the weed whacker. This is the one I had. This is the yard machine weed whacker I have, and I'll show you how to line it if you don't know how to line a weed whacker. But I normally would go with the 105, and you could buy either the weed whacker to line with just the bottom part of it, like just the part right here that screws into it with the bump on it. But I don't normally buy that because it's more money than if you buy the whole thing aligned right here and reline it yourself. So it's a lot cheaper. Like I paid this was a really good brand. I wanted to try it, the Echo, and it got fast cutting, razor sharp. But this was the other one I had before, the Shakespeare, but it was 105. I think the 105 was too big. This does call for 90.95, but the 105 you didn't get enough in there, so you had to keep changing it. But you could wind it yourself. I'll show you how. And I'm going to be using my lawnmower that I garbage picked, and all that was missing was that spring right there. And so it starts up really good. It's a $250 lawnmower. I'm gonna start in the backyard right now because I want to uncover the boat, because I do got some new boat seats. I don't know if I'll get those in this video or not. So yeah, with the weed whacker, I'm gonna go ahead and start with that. But there's line on it now, so I will show you how to reline it if I run out of line. Since I went ahead and put this blacktop down behind my house, I've been using just regular weed killer to keep the weeds out of it, because part of it I put the blacktop in right here is because everybody was walking their dogs and I was the one with grass, so everybody was walking their dogs on my grass. But to keep the weeds and everything out, like maybe every other week I spray some weed killer on it, because the weeds do come up and grow through it. See? So this is how I go ahead and just keep the weeds out of it. Because if you let those weeds overgrow, there's no sense in putting a blacktop down, because they're just going to keep growing through and be all infested with weeds again. One other thing I do before, like, you got the weeds growing in between your grass right here, or in between your cracks, what I do before I weed whack them, about 10-15 minutes before I weed whack them, I go ahead and put some weed killer in there, because you're going to weed whack the top of it, but the root is still going to be underneath and still be able to come up. So this way you weed whack it beforehand, and then it sucks up the chemicals to kill the weed at the root. Of course, there's more going to be come up at a future date, you know, but right now it's the best way to get all the way down into that root instead of just weed whacking the top. Then it's going to come back again. When you're weed whacking or cutting your grass, always have your protective glasses on. You know why? Because one time when I was younger cutting the grass, a little dang piece of wood chip flew from like right between here, between the bag, and hit me right here. And for a long time, that's why I didn't let my kids cut the grass, my son cut the grass, because I was afraid of something hitting his eye. Alright, so my line broke. I still had quite a bit left in there, but I figure I'll go ahead and change it over right now. If you can see, right inside the middle of the thing, it splits. If you got a 2-line one, or if not, you put it up. There's a little hoop right here that you put it up and then bring it down, and that's what locks it in. But for this one right here, this yard machine, it got 2 lines that comes out both sides, and it's a little bit tricky when you get it in, but it's so much cheaper if you buy it by the long footage. And all you do is you get your line and you put it like that to lock it, and then you roll it backwards like this. See, well, that was, you know, it ends like that, but either way, that's how you lock it in there to roll it. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more on there right now. The new kind is diamond blade, and we'll see what happens. Another thing is, don't leave this in the sun. I left this one in the sun, and this got really dried out. So this is the new diamond blade one that I'm gonna go ahead and try out. Aha! Taking out the front and it comes right out the back. Look at that. Trying to get it from the front and it don't come out the front, it comes out the back. But when you get it out, you just grab yourself about arm's length or a little bit more than that. I would do 2 arms length since it's a thinner one. Okay. Then you cut it with a pair of scissors. Alright. And then you got to find the even spot of it. Okay, so there's 2 arms length, so you fold it right in half. Fold it right in half right there. And then you wind this backwards. Like this. And then even some of them even got the direction that you're supposed to wind it on them. But like I said, it's so much cheaper if you buy it this way than if you just keep replacing these every time. I haven't replaced this or a bumper since I've had these, and they sell the bumpers for like $11. I don't know if you can see me now. They sell the bumpers for like $11 or $12, and then they sell, you know, these right here for $13 to $50 with just 1 roll of twine. Well, the way you do it this way, you have man, that I got about 20 rolls of twine in that for 16 bucks. So when you get to here, it's got to go upside down. You got to try to keep it tight, and then you get your pieces in here. Try and do it where you can see it. All right, 1 in there, and then 1 on the other side. And get your spring on there. Now when you pull these, make sure where you put them down at, you're gonna see like little gears in there, like not gears but little clips. Make sure they're on top of it and not below it. This way when you pull it out, you can slide it out, see? And they're really good. It was $16 for this, and this is some diamond stuff or whatever. We're gonna see how that shoots out. And like I said, I never replaced this bumper at all. This is the original bumper, and you know me, I probably garbage picked it, so who knows how old this bumper is. But that just saves you so much more money. Alright. One other trick that I do is with my gas in the lawnmowers. A lot of people don't know that. They think that their gas is bad or their lawnmower is bad or whatever. I use premium gas. It's premium, and they say, why do you waste premium gas in your lawnmower? These carburetors are so damn tiny. The little injectors and everything, this carburetor is so tiny, you don't want nothing to get stuck in there. And I always make sure before I cut the grass, I top it up, because you don't want it sucking the last of the gas sitting in that. So that's another trick. Alright, you're gonna have to stay tuned because I am gonna do some more fishing videos. I just uncovered the boat. My wife bought me new seats and a new trolley motor, so I'm so happy about that. But one thing I like about YouTube is if you're a hobbyist, it can give you so much extra income. Not so much, well actually it could if you're a good hobbyist. I have a hodgepodge channel. My channel is whatever I'm working at the moment, that's what I'm shooting video on. If you got a hobby that you're good at, do a channel. My last month was like $266 I got from last month's video. So thank you, subscribe, like, share. And I gotta clean up the boat. I haven't even taken it out this season. I haven't finished my fence right there. I gotta finish my fence, so there's still more videos I gotta shoot. We're gonna re-roof the house. I actually, up in there in the spot, I actually showed a video how to put a wood burning stove in, then didn't like it, then took the wood burning stove out. And I do a lot of my landscaping video. Look at that grass. Look at that grass. And no, it's not just because I'm Mexican. I live in my house for 23 years. I learned how to take care of my grass, and I show you how to do it. My lawnmower right now is still second from the highest. It's been hot as heck out here. I've been watering it every day. And there's no trees right here to block my sun. So this, I've been watering every single day. And then like every other day or every third day, I spray Miracle Grow on my grass right now. One thing I am going to invest in is a roller for my 100-foot extension cord. I want to put the charger on it in a boat, because if you got a boat, you got a marine battery. So even though they hold the charge longer, you still got to put a trickle charger on them at least once a month. So I haven't done that. And then I bought a 12-volt meter to show empty and full. I'm going to be wiring that up too, so stay tuned for that one also. Okay, making my way to the front of the house now. One bad thing about this is that damn tree. I don't know what kind of tree it is. This tree drives me insane because it sheds bark. I don't know if you can see. This tree sheds its bark. Look at it. So I'm gonna weed whack first. After I weed whack, I'm gonna cut the grass, and that's why I bought a 250-mile-an-hour blower that I'm gonna review. So get all that crap out of here. But the geraniums, it's funny because they're alternating. Because look, now all these are dead right here. They bloomed, got some new blooms, but now you rotate them, and these are blooming over here now. See, those are our fresh blooming. They're not on the same thing of all of them blooming all the time. So with geraniums, to keep them blooming, you got to keep snipping the flowers after they're dead. So I'm going to do that in a little bit also. Let me explain this to you. One reason why I always edge like that is from my grandfather. God rest his soul. He always told me, be sure to go ahead and wedge. You don't want bozo hairs. And I was a little kid, I'm like, Grandpa, what you got against bozo? But it does make it look a lot neater when you edge. And like I said, man, you could garbage, if you don't got it, you could garbage pick a weed whacker and just work that sucker up. There's so much videos. As long as you pull the thing and that motor is not frozen, even if it's stiff, you could work that sucker back up and get a weed whacker for free. I had like 5 of them at one point, and I gave a couple away, used a couple for spare parts. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the grass. Now this is my problem area in the grass right here. I mean, it's still green-ish, but that's the part that gets the most full sun the whole day long. So that's my problem area. I actually may transplant some of this type of grass. See, it's 2 different types of grass. I may transplant some of this type of grass over there so it could bloom a little bit more. But more or less, I use Kentucky bluegrass or Schultz high sun. That's what I normally use. But you can tell the difference in grass that's always in the shade and that's in the sun. I mean, the grass that's in the shade is just a lot more fuller, takes a lot less water than the grass that's in the sun. So we had the tree cut down because it grew into the sewer. But either way, thanks for continuing watching the video, and anything else I'll probably finish up in the next 5 minutes. Alright, bye. Alright, since I got my garbage bag here with my grass in it, I'm going to snip all these dead ones off. In order to keep these going, you snip the dead ones off. Same thing with the marigolds. See, there's marigolds. Yeah, I mixed my last year's dirt with this year's dirt. This actually was a plant from last year that came up this year. Another thing, look at the begonias. Those are begonias. They came up so big in the pots and barely anything directly in the ground. See? Same kind of plant from same place. You know what the difference is? In the pots, I use Miracle-Gro potting soil. And I mean, I'm not going to do all this right now, but see all this? It looks neater when you just pull all this out. And with the marigolds, you got these right here. All you do is you break them apart into the ground, and then they'll come up next year. See the seeds right there? These are marigold seeds right here, all in here. And just break them apart. Don't put the whole thing back in the ground, just break them apart back into the ground. And the more you put them down there, I told you, the beginning of the year, I go ahead and I put marigolds in there to start the line. And then towards the end of the season, it's packed with marigolds because I just keep dropping the seeds in every year, and they'll come back every year. Alright, here's my new toy. My Black & Decker. Put that right there. Black & Decker. If you're wondering why I got a corded one, is because the gas ones, I like gas and everything. Everything gas. I'm an old ass man now. So the gas ones weighed 14 pounds without the gas. Weighed 11 pounds and no gas needed, but of course you gotta drag the cord around. This right here is the Black & Decker 250 miles per hour, 16:1 gear ratio if you want to use it as a vacuum. It's either the BV 5600 up to the BV 6600 with the thing. It comes for the whole vacuum tube. I'm not going to use the vacuum tube like I said. More than likely I just ain't never going to use that. Here's the vacuum bag, and here's what I was looking for right here. This right here, Behemoth. It got the extension cord right here. It got 2 gears in it right here, so we're gonna see how this works, blowing the damn weeds away. You know me, I don't read any directions. Snap it right in right there. Then it's got an extension piece to go right here. Right there, and it should have one more to go right here. Alright, let's go blow some leaves. Alright, like I said with this one, let's squat down a little bit. The reason why I chose it is because it was lighter than the gas one. I did want to get a gas one, but this was way lighter. It's only a 2-prong, not a 3-prong. Hopefully this will fit in here. Yep, sure does. What I do is I tie it in a knot, actually, so it don't just come out by itself. And it's 250 miles an hour, so let's see how that works. There's 1 and 2. Now for me, it's gonna get the job done. For somebody industrial, I don't know. I'm gonna try it with this little piece off right here to see the difference. I know, of course, it gets more pressure. I know it gets more pressure isolated down, but I'm gonna try it with that off to see the difference. Way better. I like it better without that tip off. Without that tip off, that 250 mile an hour makes a huge difference. Now I can get all this bark out the grass. All right, that's enough with this. Let me see what other project, or I'll be ending it up. Man, that thing for $56 or $50, 250 miles per hour. Once I took that tip off of it, man, that was the bomb diggity, yo. I really did love it. But actually it was more than 50 bucks because I did buy a 100-foot extension cord with it from Wally World. But it was, I think, $17 for my extension cord for Wally World. But look at it. Clean. That is awesome. So I'm gonna just blow off the back. I already charged the boat, so either way, my review on that Black & Decker, I don't, like I said, I'm not gonna use it as a vacuum. I didn't want to have to pay for something as a vacuum, but that's all they sold it as a set. So I went ahead and bought it, and as a blower to 250 miles an hour, I used to have a Dayton blower, and this blows away my Dayton blower. My Dayton blower was an expensive one. So either way, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching me do all my yard work, my grass. Gotta finish my fence, gotta do my garage roof. I might even make a carport this summer. Either way, subscribe, like, share, follow your dreams, do your own YouTube channel, find a hobby that you like doing and pursue it, and shoot video, shoot video, shoot video. Quality is king. Thank you. Bye bye.